hidden away. For the characters, we'll do the exact same thing as we did for the background. We'll use the paintbrush tool with the Easy Hairbrush number 3, a thin stroke weight, and the blending mode on color dodge. Instead of using a white stroke color though, we'll use a yellow with an orange tint to it, giving the characters a slightly different aspect from the background elements so they don't merge into one another too smoothly. We will be using the same gradient though with an applied blur to create the shine. The blending mode is on overlay here as well, and the opacity is lowered between 30 and 50%. The only character who gets a different process is the archer. We won't be using any brushes on him, only drawing in gradient shapes, applying the Gaussian blur, and adjusting the blending mode and opacity. Since he's seen at a distance, we don't need to detail the highlights as much. And this completes the highlights. In the next video, we are going to add in the final touches to the illustration, placing in a distant background, adding more contrast where needed, and applying different gradients in between layers to unify the colors and increase the depth in the illustration. Thank you for listening! Hi everyone, and welcome to Mastering Fantasy Design in Poser and Illustrator. My name is Nas Peters, and in this video we are going to add in the distant background behind the trees furthest back and apply the final touches to unify the colors and intensify the atmosphere of the drawing as a whole. There are several options we could use to add in a distant background to complete the illustration. One color could be explained as a fog, possibly some clouds, but that would add no depth to the forest, which usually forests have a lot of depth. Instead, I decide I want to add in more trees, just thinner and less obvious than the ones we have been working on since the beginning. I could draw these in by hand, but since I know it will be blurred anyway so the focus can remain on the illustration at the front, I decide to take the quicker option. I used to dislike image trace a lot, but I figured out a way to use it in my illustration process which has turned into something I actually really enjoy. Whether if it is to speed